Hi people, my Norwegian Bakirikin as always. Yeah, I'm in Pepper Pot Nature Park again. Hold on, I'll let my cameraman show you what the location looks like. Je kan even keren zo hoor. Neem die omgeving even af gewoon. Dan kom gewoon terug naar mij. Je hoeft die kant zitten. Yeah, in any case, as you can tell from the header, I'm going to, I was in the neighborhood by sheer coincidence, just running errands and whatnot, and I thought that this would be a good backdrop location, which it is, obviously. I've already been here before. Anyways, the video, as you can tell from the header, is going to be on the Shemhamphorash. I've never done a video on it, and honestly, in all honesty, I don't care too much about doing it either, but as per the request of Danny Doom, shout out to you, Danielle, I'm doing this video because it was a good idea. It was one of the best ideas in the way of submissions in relation or in reference to my prior video where I asked people to submit ideas and whatnot for a video. Something I rarely do. Anyways, regarding the Shemhamphorash, this video is going to be short, but you can also tell based on the duration, obviously. I don't have a lot to say. Long story short, loosely put, I'm not going to go into details. The Shemhamphorash simply refers to the 72. Essentially, it refers to the name of God that's broken up into a specific subsection of names, and they correspond to 72. They correspond to 72 angels, and this is simply known as the Shemhamphorash. Okay, it's also a reference to the whole concept of tetragrammaton, anapaxiton, and I forgot the other one. The names that you write on the triangle of the arc when practicing old school Golden Dawn magic. All of these names are a direct or indirect reference to the name, to essentially God's name that only He knows, pretty much. And as far as I recall, in the New Testament, it's also said that not even the angels know God's name. Not even they know Father's name. Father is the only one that knows His name, and those that He allows to know it, obviously. But of course, just like God, His name is pretty much incomprehensible to people unless He wills otherwise. So I'm simply going to refer to what the Shemhamphorash can offer you as a practicing magician, or as someone that practices the occult, or or just someone that is that practices it. I mean, regardless of proficiency, someone that practices the occult regardless of how proficient they are occult-wise. So it doesn't matter how skilled you are, etc. This is quite similar. I want to say hypothetically similar in the way of. I'm going to link that in the end screen and also in the description of this video, and other interesting things, just a general description of the Shemhamphorash. It reminds me of, there is a thingy that I remember I did a video back in the day on what was it called again? One of the sections of the Lesser Key of Solomon, the Ars, you've got the Ars Paulina, the Ars something. In any case, it came down to working with aerial spirits. Again, like I said, at the time of this recording, I can't remember, okay? In any case, just check the link in the description and or the end screen. Now, regarding the Shemhamphorash, it's pretty similar to what I described, to the video that I did, that I was referring to earlier, in the sense that if you work with the Shemhamphorash, generally speaking, you simply recite the name like a mantra on a day-to-day basis, as well as any other phrase that refers to the Shemhamphorash, specifically referring to the 72 angels and their names and all of that. Reciting it a couple of times a day, or at least once a day, will automatically lead to a 90% increase in life improvement overall. So a 90% increase in quality of life. So life as a whole will go better for you. And that's pretty much all there is to it. That is the simplest, most straightforwardest of ways to explain all of this. And the same goes essentially for people that practice heavily. Implement the Shemhamphorash into your workings. For example, when working with the spirit, simply adding the phrase Shemhamphorash to that spirit's altar. This is just an example, okay? In any case, simply implementing it into your practice in a practical and straightforward manner that suits you the most and suits your practice the most, regardless of what kind of magic you practice, whether it's necromancy or Western ceremonial, it just goes on, okay? Anything. Doesn't matter what kind of spirit you work with, pagan, thought forms, or egregore, it does not matter. If you do so, it will boost it, not by 90% like I said, Okay, not by 90% referring to what I said earlier, but it will simply serve as a booster, the same way that pentacles boost thingies. The way I used to work, for example, when I heavily work with spirits, I used to add pentacles, which is obviously now, I'm long past that point. I've surpassed that station by 100, 200, 300 miles even. But anyways, it simply serves as a booster, okay? If you add the name Shemhamphorash, or the 72 names of the names of the 72 angels that make up the Shemhamphorash to your altar, then it will automatically increase your workings. It'll boost your workings more regarding potency and practical applicability. And yeah, that's essentially all. So again, just to summarize, keep those two things in mind. If you're a practicing magician, you add Shemhamphorash to your workings. Ooh, stupid black bug, sorry. You add the Shemhamphorash to your workings, then it will boost your workings overall. You'll notice a boost. I can't express it in percentages. It will just boost it, period. The extent to which it boosts your workings and brings about better results depends on numerous factors, but generally speaking, the default factors that come into play when you, in reference or in relation to what magical practice you engage with. So what kind of magic you practice. And like I said earlier, if you simply implement it into your life overall, you're not a heavily practicing magician, you just do your thing loosely, essentially, then you can simply recite the phrase Shemhamphorash a couple of times a day, for example, before going to sleep, or shortly after waking up. But the former rather than the latter, then it'll lead to a 90% increase in your quality of life overall. But you need to be in it for the long term, so just in the long run. Let's just say that the 90% that I mentioned of life improvement will only be visible, especially at a material level, after a year or so, a year and a half. And that is all. See you guys later. Bye.